Welcome everyone. I am Dr. Ahmed Akel, consultant and associate professor of nephrology, ISN education ambassador and mentor, and member of the ISN social media World Congress of Nephrology 2022. Today's interview is part of the ISN WCN 2022 pre-congress interview session, and today's pre-congress interview features Professor Elena Zakharova. She is the president of the Russia Dialysis Society, head of nephrology department, Moscow Botkin Hospital, associate professor of nephrology and hemodialysis, Russian Medical Academy of Continuing Professional Education, associate professor of nephrology, Moscow State University of Medicine and Dentistry. She has many awards and contributions to renal societies around the world, including ISN Education Ambassador Program Committee Chair, ISN NIS and Russia Regional Board Member, Head of ISN Regional Training Center. Hello, Professor Elena. It gives me a great pleasure to welcome you to the ISN World Congress of Nephrology 2022 pre-congress interview session.
Thank you so very much, Professor Ahmed. It's my great pleasure to talk to you and answer your questions.
Please allow me to ask you first, how did you get started working in the field of renal specialties?
It's a funny story, and in fact, it's a chain of lucky occasions. Because, from the very beginning, I had no idea to become a medical doctor at all. I was in my high school, I was interested in biochemistry, and I thought I will become a biochemist. And I decided to enter Moscow University, the Faculty of Biology, to study biochemistry, and I did not pass my math exam. It was beyond my skills, absolutely. And then my mother, who was a teacher of pathophysiology in the medical school, told me, yes, why don't you enter the medical school? Biochemistry is basic, and you can study biochemistry in the medical school and then move to the university, etc., etc. Okay, I easily entered medical school because there were no math exam there. And I attended elective course for biochemistry, and I was absolutely happy. And that ended with my first patient. Because all of a sudden, I realized that clinical medicine is the best thing you ever can do. And then when I was close to graduating from medical school, I was thinking about, of course, internal medicine, about rheumatology or hematology. And again, all of a sudden, I was invited to try to match the residency in nephrology. And I did, and I matched. And I was trained in nephrology in the Moscow Research Institute of Transplantology and Artificial Organs, in the department of Professor Maria Ratner, who was a real pioneer of nephrology in Russia because she opened first nephrology beds ever in 1957, which is the year of my birth. So she was my grandma in many terms, and she studied me a lot, and I learned a lot from her. And then step by step, I realized that nephrology is everything. Nephrology is rheumatology, nephrology is hematology, nephrology is oncology, pathology, immunology, etc., etc. And it's definitely the most fascinating and interesting specialty in the internal medicine. This is in brief.
Thank you very much. Very interesting story, and I have a similar one, but I will not take your time. Could you say a few words about your presentation at the ISN World Congress 2022?
This is another story. This is a story about the Russian Dialysis Society, which was established in 1989 by Professor Tamilina, again a pioneer in nephrology, awarded for this position, and she was the first who get this award in our region, and she also did a lot in nephrology in Russia. So she started this society because at that time, after the crash of the Soviet Union, everything was in ruins, and there was no association, no society, no conferences, almost nothing. And she started this society and tried to put together people working in the different, often remote areas to start the registry, of which I will talk, because this registry was started the same year as the society. And step by step, the society was growing and attracting more and more members and covering, of course, not only dialysis, but also clinical nephrology and transplantation as well. And since maybe since the very beginning, I was involved in the educational activities just because I worked as a translator. I picked up my English at school, and my father was translator of literature, so I had some skills in translation. And I was invited by Professor Tamilina to translate the talks from the international speakers coming, by the way, the ISN leaders coming to Russia with their talks for the CME courses. And again, step by step, I was involved in the activities of the Russian Dialysis Society, and then in the activities of the ISN, and all that was at that time something more than just translations. And step by step, I became a member of the Russian Dialysis Society Council, then vice president, and finally president of this society. And even these hard times, we keep trying keeping all the activities of the society, including meetings, virtual or in hybrid format, but we keep up to 4 or 5 meetings per year in the country. And our journal is in the Satin Scopus system, and our registry is vivid and viable, and it's the only source of the information about kidney replacement treatment in Russia. So far, it's absolutely non-profit. Everything we do is absolutely non-profit, and we have no support from industry for this registry. And of course, we have some difficulties, but preparing my talk, after I was invited to deliver the talk on the special Raising the Curtain session, I realized that we have to tell the story, not only what we have now, because we provide the data to RIDD registry for several years, we communicate with the DOPS, etc., but I wanted to tell some story how it evolved. And hopefully, because it is already recorded, we shall see if we manage.
Thank you very much for being with us today, and you cut off from your time. And I am sure all nephrologists from all over the world will be eager to attend to your session. Thank you very much, Professor.
Thank you so very much, Professor Ahmed.